Good evening and welcome to the Link edition for this week. We always keep our promise to give you information that you can use and opportunities. Tonight we are more dealing with information, but every time there is an aspect of money, your money, making money, keeping money, preserving money, protecting money somewhere in our discussions. Or if it's not money, it's wealth, if you like to call it that. And tonight we're discussing pension schemes, let me say that. And there is, most of us know the one pension scheme, which is NSSF, but there exists many, which are normally classified as occupational. Perhaps some of you work for companies or institutions, and these ones, apart from NSSF, you are saving money aside. And at retirement, you have that double package. We are going to focus mainly on the non-NSSF more tonight. And what are we discussing? Monies are kept in these schemes, occupational schemes if you like, and others of the sort. And sometimes you are not able to access this money for different reasons. We're going to look at the law tonight. And my guest tonight is Miss Doris Rusoke, Senior Legal Officer with the Uganda, it's a UBRA, Uganda Retirement Benefits and Retirement Authority. I'm going to be corrected on that one. When I come to speak on it on air, it disappears from my head, but yes, UBRA. They're the ones who look after anything pension in terms of regulation. Doris, welcome.
Thank you, Samuel.
Let's get UBRA first of all in full.
UBRA is the Uganda Retirement Benefits Regulatory Authority.
Okay, yes, the two R's we are playing.
Yes, yes.
All right. We know that there are 23 billion shillings of unclaimed money saved in schemes that you regulate.
Yes.
Why are billions in Ugandan savings unclaimed?
Okay, that's a very good question. And maybe for starters, we consider unclaimed benefits to be monies that have fallen due to be paid to a member of a licensed scheme or to be claimed by beneficiaries to that member in a licensed scheme. And these monies just remain there in the scheme without being paid out, without being claimed. And our mandate as an authority is to ensure that we license these schemes to come on board and help people to save for long term, for their retirement. So one of the key reasons that money remains unpaid or unclaimed in the retirement benefits schemes is that there's poor record keeping in these schemes. Basic information is not verified when received by the scheme trustees. Trustees are the people who run the day-to-day, they oversee the operation and management and prudent investment of the schemes. So when a member is onboarded and the records are not kept adequately, you'll find that upon exit of a member, or unfortunately the death of a member, which we can't run away from, it's something that we all face, these monies will remain in the scheme, still earning a profit, but not being claimed by the members of the scheme. In addition to that, we also have the issue of members failing to update their records with the scheme. Now, at the time of onboarding, you're expected to give basic personal information such as your name, your phone number, your next of kin or your emergency contact in case of anything concerning your benefits of the scheme, your email address if it's active. So such information helps you if in case you pass on, at least there'll be a next of kin who can be contacted, or who can contact the scheme that you are a member of. And now if this information is not updated, if you've not, let's say you joined and you put a girlfriend and then eventually you get married, so there will be that, you know, that confusion. Who do we contact? We attended we attended a wedding in 2023 and some was got married to Alice, but when Sam joined the scheme, maybe in 2019, he put his next of kin as a girlfriend, who is no longer his actual next of kin. They are not together anymore. So our lives as human beings are dynamic, and we need to keep our trustees of these relevant schemes that we are part of updated with what's going on. This is my new information. Maybe if you have a child,
even the phone number changes.
Yes, you may change your phone number, you may drop an email address, and so it's important for you to keep your trustees up to date with new information that's relevant to your benefits.
So before you leave that point, then that means updating. Like if I work for Nation Media Group or NTV, that means I have to go to my human resource manager.
Yeah, well, the human resource manager is a good starting point. For when it comes to occupational schemes, I want to inform members that occupational schemes are separate entities from your employer. So your employer, your human resource department is a good starting point because they know who to contact when it comes to who are the trustees of this scheme, because you may be an inactive member who doesn't know who the trustees are. You don't know even when the last AGM was held. So a good starting point will be your human resource office or department, and they can lead you to the trustees of the scheme, and then the trustees will give you the necessary forms to fill in to update your records.
So updating is very important.
Updating is very critical.
Okay, so why else is money still unclaimed?
And another rampant issue is failure to transfer records by employers. So you find that money is being paid into the schemes. But unfortunately, the corresponding maybe members who should be having this money credited is not sent or updated with in time to the scheme administrators and trustees. So you'll find that this money will remain, some of it will remain unallocated. So it will sit there. The scheme will invest it, protect it, but there will be no one with the relevant information to have this money,
goes
credited.
There, but my records,
your records are poorly
it's not that this
transferred.
Amount goes to some. There's no match to the trustees.
There's no matching information. So you'll find that it's going to lead to a lot of contributions being unallocated, and that will eventually turn into an unclaimed benefit. So it's important for employers as well to take on that burden to send corresponding information and transfer this to the license scheme, so that these funds can be credited to the rightful members of the schemes.
I know that from my pay slip they always show me how that money has gone.
Yes,
and therefore it's my responsibility to track also and see what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
We still have unclaimed money. Why do we still have unclaimed 23 billion?
True. One and very rampant cause, or something that may lead to unclaimed benefits, is the issue of beneficiaries simply not being aware of their entitlement in these schemes. At the point of joining a scheme, we as members are always informed or requested to fill in a nomination form. This is a special form in addition to your biodata. It's a form that shows a distribution of how you want your benefits to be paid out in case of death. So as I said earlier, death is something we can't hide away from. It's with us. It's inevitable. So you'll find that if these beneficiaries maybe lose someone, and this person was a member of one of our license schemes, if they don't know the process to start with, or if I as Doris didn't tell my husband or disclose to him and say, no, honey, this is money that I have saved with this scheme, this is in case of anything, you are my next of kin, so you can claim money in this way, go to this office. So it's a two-way street. If we fail to inform our beneficiaries, or those who intend to be our beneficiaries, about this money that we are saving, then it will remain unclaimed. Because
we save it, but we keep it secret.
Yes, you keep it a secret, or maybe life's busyness, the busyness of life and work, and will make you forget to actually disclose this information. And yet this is money that you would want either to enjoy during retirement, or upon death you would want the people who you love.
So people keep quiet thinking they will enjoy during retirement, and then they die.
And they die, you know. So it's always good to disclose this critical information, because this is something that can be set up your children, maybe for education, if they needed to go to university, or whatever reason you may want them to use it for. But you need to be able to disclose to someone you trust, who is an intended beneficiary, that there's this amount of money I'm saving for retirement. In case of death, kindly go to this office or contact these people.
So are we done with the reasons why money is unclaimed?
Yeah, still related to the beneficiary's failure to know. Sometimes as beneficiaries we know your husband or your spouse or your father, mother will pass on, and you know that there is this money that they've been saving, and it can help us as a family do this. But the process of getting this money, claiming this money, sometimes is tedious. You'll find that getting the letters of administration, because some schemes may require you to obtain letters of administration in case your loved one passed away without a nomination form or without a will. Because for us, in our sector, we use nomination forms. But sometimes when there's contention, you'll find some schemes will move towards requiring you to come with letters of administration from court if the person didn't have a will, or if they prescribed it in their will that my benefits in this scheme should be used for this. So if you don't have letters of probate or letters of administration, it may be very difficult for you to obtain these benefits.
So people leave the money.
So people will give up, unfortunately. It could be tagged to the sum of money. Maybe there's 1 million and they're like, okay, hiring a lawyer is opening a file is 500 or 800,000. By the time I claim the 2 million,
there's no money
I've spent 5 million. So it can be quite hectic sometimes for beneficiaries to claim this money.
Okay, we are going to go for a short break. We're going to come back on this issue, and then a couple of questions more you need to know. If you are in these schemes, what you need to know, because this is your money, or the money for your family or your next of kin, and so on. And the other day we had a discussion here about letters of administration and the law. We are coming back after this break. Welcome back from that short break, and we're continuing to discuss issues around pension schemes, some out of NSSF, but some are occupational, private, and you put your money there for those beside NSSF. And some of these monies go unclaimed. UBRA tells us up to 23 billion shillings unclaimed, and more in the hundreds unallocated. They can't find who owns the money, but the money is there. Then there's that the money has owners, but it's not claimed by the owners. 23 billion, and we're asking why. Coming back to you, Doris, there's this question here. I was eager you are going to come to it, but you didn't. So let me ask. Me and my employer, we don't separate on a good note. And in some of these HRM manuals, there is this clause that if we don't separate on a good note, the company holds back their part and you take yours. And that's one reason why money is not claimed. Let's go back. Can the company hold back its money because we have disagreed as a part?
Yes. Thank you, Sam. That's a very frequent question that we get at the authority. No. whereas, yes, we know employers can interfere with the processes. That is something that is banned. And in the UBRA Act, there is a restriction that anyone's claim, or should I say accrued benefits, cannot be attached for any process in court. This is because the purpose or the intention of saving for retirement is not to use someone's accrued benefits as a way of settling debts, you know, and as a form of, you know, settling scores, should I say. It is advisable that if you have, as an employer, have a person exiting employment, and they probably are exiting with financial obligations due to the company or the institution, that person has the option to use their accrued benefits to settle.
But the employer has an option.
No. The employee, the member of the scheme, has the option to say, okay, I can use maybe a portion to pay off on settle my debt.
I've committed a sin here. I can use some of the money to pay for the sin.
if you know, most people have that inner conscience, and they feel like, okay, I can use some of this money to settle and then see how to come up with a payment plan. That is what we usually encourage, that have a meeting of sorts and see how to settle this person's obligations, come up with your repayment plan, come up with whatever sort of arrangement.
But the employee must be in agreement.
But it is required that the employee is the one to opt to use their benefits. However, in terms of attaching, as an employer, you cannot attach or use, even if it's you, it was a contribution made by you, you cannot get this money and start using it to settle your scores or any form of obligations.
So the money that the employer contributes from me in these schemes is protected by law?
Yes, the law protects this money from being attached from any due process regarding maybe if it's this particular scenario of the employee vis-a-vis the exiting with an obligation. It is restricted. Whatever it is, as long as you're trying to settle a score, as you said, there has to be consent. If there's no consent, the law prohibits attachment by any process.
Okay. Our final question, Doris. I have money in a scheme, or my relatives once mentioned there is money. Now that you have said 23 billion, I hear, there was money somewhere in a scheme by a company or so. What do I do? Where do I start from to claim this money? What should I do in the beginning?
That is critical information for us to have. Now, every license scheme has a benefits payment policy that's registered in their trust deed and rules. And usually you are required to fill in simple forms. If you are the member of the scheme, you'll be required to give basic information that you'll have, maybe your national ID. So depending on what the form requires you to fill in, and then when you submit your claim form, you're usually given a period within which that money will be processed. And it's also a requirement that part of this information are your payment details. Make sure you divulge the necessary payment details. And submit the form to your trustees. Why the trustees? As we said earlier, the trustees are the people who oversee the operation of the scheme.
And they're the ones who pay.
Yes, they are the ones who are mandated to pay. However, they have service providers called administrators who do the day-to-day, updating of information brought in by the members through the trustees. So always start with your trustee. Ask them for the necessary form to fill in, and then when you submit it, ask them for the timelines within which they will pay you. Give the correct payment details, and then that money will be paid. But for those members who may not know where to start from, as you said, do we go to an HR? Who do we go to?
Yes, where do we go?
Some people may not know who their trustees are. They may not know where their secretariat sits, because usually occupational schemes operate within the confines of the employer. Yeah, although they are a separate entity, you'll find that.
For us, we know the HR,
yes,
yes. HR
so go to your
HR.
Go to your HR, get this information, and they'll direct you to your trustees and fill in the form.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I go to the HR and work out that. Now, if my relatives mentioned it, even I need to find the HR of the company where that scheme was, or the institution, and start the process.
If the person, you're meaning in case you're beneficiary?
Now it's not me, the member.
Yes.
It's maybe my
a beneficiary, yes. At the point maybe of death of the member.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, as I said, you need to know, as a beneficiary, if now you are aware that maybe
money is there.
Jane passed on, she told John, her husband, that there's some money.
Yeah.
So yes, you need to go approach the trustees.
Yeah.
But if you don't know who the trustees are, and you still have those details, talk to your HR. HR is always a good starting point because they come up with, you know, the payroll and what, so they know where these trustees can be found.
Doris, if I'm being tossed,
yes.
When do I come to UBRA?
Exactly. At the point when you feel that you've done all that's necessary, you've submitted the necessary claim forms, if you're a beneficiary and they've asked you for letters of administration or letters of probate in case of a will, and you've submitted all the necessary paperwork, and there is a delay. A delay to some people may say 1 week is a delay, but I'll say something reasonable, like maybe a month. If you find that
and
you've been tossed up and down, no one is picking you. Exactly. So within us, there is that reasonable time that you can sense that I'm being frustrated by the institution or by the scheme of my loved one. So that's when you can lodge a complaint to us. Let's say, for instance, they told you we'll pay you within 2 weeks. And
they're not even promising.
Or they've not even accepted. You've given all information and they've not accepted your information. Any form of if you feel there's any form of delay, or they've pressed you in any way concerning you accessing your rightful benefits, then you can come lodge a complaint to us. But prior to lodging a complaint with UBRA, try lodging a complaint to the Board of Trustees of that scheme. Should they fail to address it satisfactorily, then you can bring all the necessary information, lodge a complaint with UBRA, and then we can see how to
Doris, just in a few seconds as we wind up, if I don't know the trustees, can I come to you also? Can I go to your website? Where can UBRA help me with the trustees, for instance? Quick one. Or I need to...
Yes, we can. We can point you to the right place. If you are frustrated and don't know where to start from, usually we guide people and say, okay, we can help you get a contact, because we license these schemes.
Absolutely.
So we know the people who you can where you can start from. Although we don't want to be an HR office of sorts. So let's be the last resort.
But the regulator should be a fallback position. Thank you so much, Doris, for that information. We are dealing with pension schemes. 23 billion is unclaimed, and more unallocated, meaning people save their money, but they can't touch the money. You may be one of those. Your relatives may be one of those. UBRA was here today to tell us, through Doris, to tell us what things to do. And for me, my takeaway today, however you part with your employer, and you have been saving, they can't touch your money unless you agree that they touch it to settle your scores. So that money is protected by law. We hope we added value to you, and we thank Doris Rusoke, Senior Legal Officer with UBRA, for educating us tonight. That was The Link.